Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for organizing this really important discussion, and thank you to all of our witnesses. We're really grateful to have your insight on the challenges that are facing workers and retirees. You know, the hype of the gig economy has put sort of a new face on the damaging trend of erosion in workers' protections and benefits. It's actually a trend that has been occurring for decades. We may be discussing new technology, using new lingo, but the challenges are not new. How do we make sure all workers are well protected and fairly compensated? How do we make sure all workers have the rights and protections we have fought for since the New Deal? In a changing world, how do we address the new threats and provide new protections to ensure workers' safety, economic security, and voice? I'm optimistic that we can look for bipartisan answers to these questions and work together towards solutions. Of course, even as we fight for workers' protections today, we have to also fight to secure the financial stability they will depend on tomorrow. Retirement often seems years away to people, but the challenges we face are urgent. We need to expand access to plans, as almost half of the families in this country do not have a retirement account. In fact, a third of private industry workers don't even have access to a retirement plan through their employer. And many employers who offer retirement plans still don't offer part-time workers the opportunity to participate in them. We also need to provide better portability in retirement plans, as the average worker today will change jobs 10 times before the age of 40. We need to provide security for the many workers who are concerned about the pension crisis and whether they can expect the promised benefits that they earned. We need to address the concerns of a generation uncertain about whether Social Security will still be there for them in retirement. And we need to address the unfair disadvantages facing women as they plan for their future by making sure they earn equal pay for equal work and are not penalized in retirement for time they devoted to family care. Ultimately, we need to look at new solutions and protections to guarantee the promise of retirement for hardworking families, which is why I am working on legislation like the Women's Pension Protection Act, which would provide access to retirement plans for many low-wage and part-time workers. And it's why I'm working on legislation to modernize, enhance, and protect Social Security, ensure we do have a strong safety net for our families. And it's why I'm looking for new solutions, too. One approach that I have been working on is to make the small business retirement marketplace that's being pioneered in my home state of Washington and scale it up to a federal level and expand the offerings to marry existing and underutilized plan options to those who want to save for retirement. Washington State's online retirement marketplace has provided a new resource to make it easier for small business owners and sole proprietors to offer employees voluntarily privately managed individual retirement accounts or IRAs. And that's certainly something we want to do on a bigger scale to address some of the issues we're talking about today. So as today's discussion continues, I'm going to continue highlighting the lessons we learned from my home state of Washington and their leadership to address this retirement crisis, and continue refocusing the spotlight of the gig economy on the broader ongoing challenges of reversing the erosion of workers' protections and benefits. And I'll continue fighting to give more workers, more seniors, and more families the certainty of a secure financial future. And Senator Enzi, I'm grateful to you for doing this today and bringing this discussion along, and I hope we can continue to work in a bipartisan way to address these challenges.